Mike, turn your games down.
Hi everybody, welcome to our mini episode of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who's playing a game where you should be high as fuck while you're playing it with me tonight?
Fear is the mind killer. It's Dominic. Hello, this is my idea.
Hi, I'm a passive passenger on this ride, Michael Colby.
And I'm Kyle, and I am a floating void of a being flying around in a disco ball, shooting things to the beat of music.
And this is a mini-sode about Rez. Rez /Rez HD/Rez Infinite. First on the Dreamcast in 2002, then on the PS2, then on the Xbox 360, then in PS4 and PSVR and PS5 and PSVR2 and Steam and everything else now. Wonderful time. Well, not everything else. It's not on Xbox platforms, but we're gonna get there probably eventually.
It's on
but not like the series and the one.
Oh, of course. No, yeah, of course. I mean, it is still on like a lot of different consoles, though, and of course, we should also bring up we should totally bring up the developer of this game, United Game Artists, and the director who I think, for his time, made a very genius concept of a game, Jun Kobayashi, and the producer, Tetsuya Mizuguchi, who I believe is probably the more famous name out of the two, but Jun Kobayashi should be getting his dues as well for this game.
Yes, Tetsuya Mizuguchi, who also did Space Channel 5, Luminous, worked on Meteos with Sakurai.
Tetris Effect.
Yeah.
No wonder this game wasn't in my wheelhouse. Okay.
And this is a wonderful example of what Sega was doing to try to get people to play the fucking Dreamcast. Dear God, please play this system.
Yeah.
So this originally was a Dreamcast game?
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
Unfortunately, for the Dreamcast, it only came out in Japan and Europe.
Yes.
We didn't get the Dreamcast release.
Because Sega of America already had deals with Sony and Nintendo and Microsoft to put their stuff on other platforms. So we were not as lucky to get the Dreamcast version with the vibrator sensor controller.
I mean, if you needed a vibrator for Amazon, would get you covered.
Oh, God.
I'm sure you could find it.
On the last show I did on Rez, someone did that.
I mean, so I always like to start these off with our memories. So the only reason I know this game exists is because Dominic has been telling me we should do it for, I think, over a year.
Yes.
So I had never played it until about a week ago.
And you were doing your 100 games thing, and I'm like, oh, this is a short enough game. This is perfect for you.
Hard, though. But yes.
Memories for me, I found this at a game store when I was in high school. I always heard it was one of those really trippy games that you should play while you're high. I wasn't 100%. Doing that back then, but I did play it, and I was intrigued by what it had to offer. And then I introduced the friends and tried to get more people to play it. And every time I played it, I found more and more to love about it. I still have not done it while high. I'm not that good of a high person. I just fall asleep. So I don't think it would really work for me. But in the realm where I could be good at doing it, I think I would very much enjoy this in an altered state.
I wish I could have played this on VR while high, but I don't have a VR headset.
No, I did play it in VR this time. That was really fucking cool. Holy shit.
Yeah, this was the one VR I could use all of a sudden. Just for this one game, then I'd be put it away and never see it again, but thought about it.
Which is also Colby. What I did currently.
I played this on PlayStation 2. I loved this game back in the day. I was starved for music games back when this came out on the PlayStation 2. It's really cool, and the music is awesome.
Music is awesome.
When I played it this time, though, man, I was so bored. I was so bored by how this game plays. Everything around it is still as cool as it was back then, except for the gameplay. It's just, and I'm sure I'm not the only one here who didn't enjoy playing this game, but man, was I disappointed. I think it was worse because of how much I loved this back in my early 20s. So to play it now and to just be bored by it, I was devastated.
Welcome to the Games Mama Found effect. I said that wrong, but it was a joke we used to make a lot.
Now, realistically, what's the difference between this and Star Fox? Well, this is a little more abstract. There's a story, but who cares, kind of. It's more about the experience, the vibe. But realistically, it's an on-rail shooter.
One says, do a barrel roll, and one does not.
So one says, you can make the thing clap when you press the button, and you can also do it in time to the music.
And Kyle, what is your history?
Well, I remember reading a lot about this game through various game magazines at the time, right as this was like a brand new game. I heard about it through the Dreamcast version, but unfortunately I just never got to play the Dreamcast version because it was never available in North America. But I heard a lot about it through video game magazines, and the journalists and critics in the gaming magazines were just going ape shit over it, and I'm like, alright, this fucking must be like a great game, holy shit. And then, finally, when it came out in North America for the PS2, I gave it a shot, and I thought it was just fucking weird and trippy as hell, and honestly, I had a lot of fun with it. I always felt like Sega was good with these types of, like, rail shootery kind of games, like with Space Harrier, and a series that I heard about that I never played in my childhood because I just never got a chance to really own a Saturn or even fucking try one, because either only rich people had it or no one had it. The Panzer Dragoon series, because I know that's another like on-rail shooter series. Oh, yeah. But I always felt like Sega was really good with these types of on-rail shootery kind of games, and this game really disproves my point. And yeah, I finally got to play it, and I really, really loved it. Like, I'm not even much of like a musically inclined person. I mean, like, I love music. Like, I love listening to music and all my favorite music, and like, you know, putting my headphones on or my earbuds or just whatever my favorite thing is, or, you know, listening through, you know, my speakers or just whatever the hell I'm listening through, or whatever way I'm ingesting my music, and I love listening and dancing and, you know, like tapping along to the music, and like I'm not musically inclined at all, but like I've had siblings who've played instruments, especially my older brother, who was a drummer for about 17 years of his life, 17, 18. So yeah, I believe around that time period of time. And honestly, I think I picked up a lot of music shit from him, like just like mannerisms and stuff. Like I have no idea how to play the fucking drums, but I'll totally like tap along to music and like, you know, like slap my legs and like, you know, slap on the table, you know, like to the music. And like this game really has me doing that type of shit. And yeah, this game is just it impressed the hell out of me back then, and it still impresses me to this day. I can get where Michael Colby's coming from, but like for me, this is still impressive. It may not impress a lot of maybe younger gamers, but like, you know, I don't know. I think this game still has so much charm to it and so much coolness to it. And like it just oozes a certain aesthetic that I really enjoy. You know, I know Sega, especially at this time, like of the the late 90s and early 2000s, had this like super specific aesthetic going on with their games, where it's a lot of silver and, you know, bright colors and everything, with games like this, or one of my other favorite games. This game was actually developed by Sega, full blown. It's available for the Dreamcast and the Naomi arcade system, Cosmic Smash, a 3D kind of a Breakout game, except it's like racquetball in Breakout, where you know, you're a person with a racket, and you smack the ball at like blocks, and you have to take out all the blocks. And this game and Cosmic Smash have the aesthetic going on in spades, and it's just so, it just oozes charm to me, and I love it. And I don't even have a lot of nostalgia for like the 2000s, but like goddamn, this is like one of the few things of the 2000s where I'm like, okay, I like this. This is really charming. This game is still really good.
And Cosmic is another one that was very on the Dreamcast, but didn't get a lot of attention because how late it came out.
Unfortunately, once again, was another game that we didn't get in North America for the Dreamcast, which breaks my heart. But
there's a new VR version, Smash VRS.
Oh, fuck yeah, because I was just going to say, the shitty thing is, for the Japanese and I think it's European version of Cosmic Smash, the game is almost entirely all in English. Even with like the only difference is with the Japanese version is that they still have an English narrator who narrates whenever you beat a stage or what room you're going to next. After the English narrator talks, who's a guy who has a masculine voice, there's immediately like this really higher pitched feminine voice who speaks in Japanese. So it's just like, well, this is English proof. You could have easily sold this in America. God damn it, Sega. Like,
Colby, I'm actually surprised you didn't like this because you like music games. I guess you just need games that you gotta believe, right?
Good.
I like music games where you are an active participant in it. I felt like I just felt this time like I was barely doing anything. It's like
Same.
flying around, marking where you're gonna, and then like I don't know. It just this type of game doesn't do anything for me. Like Space Channel 5, that's a great game. They're like music games are my jam. I feel like this isn't a music game. This is a game with great music and it looks cool. Like in the 2000s, this would have been the best like Windows MP3 player you've ever seen. But the levels go on for too long.
Oh God, yes.
It was just irritating me. By the time like a level was over, I was like, I'm gonna do this next level tomorrow because I've played enough of this game.
That is a fair statement.
There were only 5 main levels, and then they go roughly about 10 different stages throughout.
The first 4 are not bad. That 5th one is way too long and way too many boss fights with no checkpoints.
I mean, yes, that definitely is a mark of it being an older game, is that there's no real way to get back to those parts other than just to play it again, which is annoying for sure.
Yes, for someone that did not want to, I got credits. I was done, so I got the bad ending. But I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, when you're playing a level for like 20 minutes, and then like when I died, it was because I was not paying attention because I was tired of playing it, and then to have to go all the way back to the beginning, I was like, man, back in the day, this was awesome. But now, yeah, I wasn't feeling it. And it's worse because of how much I loved it back in the day.
Were you high back in the day when you played it?
No, I wasn't. I was just like into the music. Like I was feeling it back then. And this time I'm like, man, I'm going to just... Like, anytime I get the urge to play Rez in the future, I'm just going to watch somebody play it on YouTube because then I can still get the experience of seeing it, hearing the great music, looking at the cool aesthetic of it, but I don't have to, like, actually do the thing that the game is asking me to do, which is basically Superman 64.
No, I get you.
I disagree with that comparison completely.
I understand where you're coming from, and like I see what you're saying, Michael, but like I'm gonna have to say like that's a shitty comparison going from like one of the literal worst games of all time to like this. Like, come on, dude. Like, come on.
I mean, you can fly around more in Superman 64 to give it some credit. Like,
I mean, you really don't even fly around in this because like that was one of my complaints.
My point is that like. You're flying around. Like this obviously does it better than Superman 64, but you're doing the same thing. This is Nights into Dreams. This is
Bands of Dragoon.
Yeah, and Space Harrier and all of those games.
It's not really like Nights because I know you fly around in like the games that you're mentioning, but like Nights plays way differently than this.
I don't know. It just the behind the back flying. But it's sort of marking stuff instead of shooting. They all kind of feel the same.
I mean, you're shooting, but you're shooting on the beat. It's not that you're not shooting. It's just that it's delayed because the whole point of the game is the synesthetic effect of kind of hearing the colors and seeing the sounds and having everything integrated as one sort of process. That's why the vibration's important. That's why they have a fucking vibrating suit you can wear for the fucking VR version. That's fucking crazy. Oh,
man. Okay. Now, if I had a VR and I took a few edibles and then played this with VR and a vibrating suit, man, that would be one hell of a ride. Because I unfortunately don't do edibles much anymore because I get it really annoying and pisses off my wife. So I don't buy them.
I just get tired.
I get touchy. I'm like, I need to touch everything.
I don't know. I don't really feel anything.
You're not missing out. I had the first best high experience I'll ever have in my life. I went to Meow Wolf and because it was legal, my friend bought it. She's like, here, you want some? I'm like, sure, why not? I always wanted to try it, but it's never been legal and it's legal here, so I'll try it. And Meow Wolf, for those that don't know, it's a place with a lot of bright lights and colors and sounds. And I literally just remember laying on the floor just looking at like, wow. And I'll never have a better experience than that.
Yeah, I feel the same way about this game as I do about bands where people are like, oh, you have to be high to really enjoy the band. If you have to be high to really enjoy something, it's not very good.
Yeah.
Like I feel the same way about Pink Floyd. People are always like, oh, you just have to be high to like Pink Floyd. I'm like, well, then it's not good. If I have to alter my mind to have a good experience with something, maybe it's not that good.
Pink Floyd is not that good.
Like just about, I can stare at my hand when I'm high and have a good time. Like,
yeah,
I enjoy Dark Side of the Moon, not high. Also, like I think getting high is a fun thing you can do to enhance the experience. But let's not kid ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You don't you're going to probably play worse when you're high. You don't need to be high to enjoy most anything. I disagree vehemently, especially with musicians who are like, oh, I have to be high to make music. It's like, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
It's all ridiculous.
You can make some really good songs when you're tripping on LSD if you ask the Beatles, but no, you don't need to.
Mm-hmm.
That's just fucking unlocking your creative inhibitions and not holding yourself to standards that you normally would. That's what being high does.
Yes, it improves your inhibitions. I mean, so I do want to say, because I've been kind of a little vague, I actually had a good time with this game. I was really vibing with it, and I was having fun. And I am not a music guy, but nobody told me to step on the brake, step on the gas. So I was having more fun.
Yeah.
And the thing is, this game felt easy until level 5, and then that's when it started getting a little hard. I mean, on level 3, I struggled, and that was the only level. Or no, yeah, level 3, I had to use the cheater mode, and then the rest I was able to do. Besides level 5, which I got close, I was able to do just play it. I was able to do it, even though I didn't really completely understand. Like, can you actually move your character out of the way of things? It didn't feel like.
Not really, but you can shoot it, and you should be able to in most situations. Shoot it down, or there is a smart bomb too that you can activate.
I ran out of those.
Oh, but the game does change. There are definitely, if you're not shooting enough things, you will get hit more, and if you're really on top of it, you won't get hit as much. There are definitely things that ebb and flow depending on how you play. It's not completely fixed and linear you might think it is. And plus, we have to mention, too, there's the Area X, which is exclusive to Infinite, which is more about exploring, and you do take control of it and fly around, and it's kind of a look at what Rez could be if the modern version existed.
I was done. It felt like I just had enough of this drug type of thing.
And that's fine.
I was just done. I had a good time, Dominic. I was actually enjoying this game. I know I'm making references to Parappa, because also a good game. That is not a me game. This isn't a me game either, but because I didn't have to be exact with the rhythm, I am not good at being exact on rhythms. I am not a music game.
Yeah, I am terrible with rhythm stuff where you have to be on the fucking rhythm. Oh dear God, I'm fucking horrible.
That's what I wanted out of this. I wanted it to be more skill based on the music stuff. If it's going to be music stuff, I wanted it to be a music game, and it's not a music game. And I was
music games are still in their infancy. There really wasn't a well-defined example of what that is other than Parappa, or in Space Channel 5, I guess. But
yeah, Space Channel 5, infinitely better music game.
No, thank you.
I like Space Channel 5.
Play it maybe one day.
I would heavily suggest that. There's a lot of Michael Jackson in it.
I know I'll hate it. I bought Space Channel 5 a long time ago for PS2, played it for 10 minutes, went, what the fuck is this? And never put it back in PS2 again.
I've seen a good friend of mine stream it, and I've seen other gameplay videos. I'm like, this looks like fucking torture, and I'd rather kill myself. Holy shit.
It's really fun. I do like Space Channel 5 quite a bit.
Yeah, Space Channel 5 is an amazing game.
I think that Tatsuya Mizuguchi is an amazing producer. His track record is fantastic. It's wonderful. It's fascinating.
I think that's something interesting here, because you have people, a couple of us are big music guys, not me. And then Colby is a big music guy. He likes his music games. I should know, because he made me play 3 of them. And so I can see why you don't like it, because you want actually to have to keep a beat, and and this isn't really like that. This felt more like a trip than anything, and an experience is how I'm going to say. Because I never played this on PS2. I didn't even know this existed on PS2 until Dominic has been talking to me about it for a year.
The PS2 version was like I said earlier, PS2 version was literally how I first played this game. Because the Dreamcast version never came out over here, and once I heard through gaming magazines, I'm oh, we're getting the PS2 version. Okay, I gotta get it. I gotta play this.
I was really into this until I think it was after I played Amplitude. I never went back to this. after
I wanted to try Amplitude. I mean, there might be a chance that I may not like it, but like I want to try it. I've just been like very intimidated by music stuff because like I have such terrible beat and stuff. Like,
I think Amplitude's a very different game.
It's it's a very different game. Oh no! I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not comparing the two games.
No.
I'm comparing my experience with music games. Like this was a cool game until I played Amplitude, and then I'm like, oh, this is what I wanted.
Yeah, okay.
And I still appreciate what Rez is. I appreciate and I love the music. Like I'm I'm not going to not say this.
No, of course.
The music in this game is amazing. It's just when I played it, just going back to it, I was like, fuck.
The music was really good. And I'm not really into this type of music. Like I don't like I don't know what this techno, is that the right term I should be using?
House music, techno.
Yeah, it's a lot of different genres. It's not just like one, it's like several, you know.
Plus they fucking build on the beats with every level you go, every stage of the level you go through. It's so mixed so well.
See, I don't even notice that because I don't have an ear for music. I really don't.
If you play this game with headphones on,
I did.
You really notice it because it is mixed different on one side depending on where you are. Like the technical aspects of this game are mind-blowing. Like as somebody who does audio, it's hard. And to do something like what they do here is really like technically incredible. This game is technically unsurpassed. except I was bored playing it, which is an unforgivable sin for a video game as far as I'm concerned.
No, you're not wrong. I mean, I wasn't bored with at all of this game, which again, this is not like me. I was also not playing this correctly. I should have been playing this sitting in a dark room with nothing else going on. I was doing other things at the time because it's me. And we're just going to leave it there. And so I didn't play this right, but I was still really getting into the music and the vibe and the feel. And I just kept thinking, man, I just want to be high because I just feel like this would have been so cool. And I also wanted to play it on a big TV. I was playing on a Steam Deck. And that wasn't, cool on TV. In my opinion, you want a big screen for this and you want to just be engulfed. And I wasn't completely engulfed, but I still had a good time.
I feel like you could still have a good time with a Steam Deck. Like just turn, maybe, turn off the lights like you suggested and get yourself a good pair of headphones.
I also only had one earbud in for reasons, so.
Damn it, Mike!
Yeah, that would explain a lot of it.
You have to
man.
You have to put your over-the-ear headphones on.
Yeah.
And be immersed in the music.
I don't have any over-the-ear headphones.
Get your best pair of headphones, your earbuds, or whatever the fuck you have, and use those.
Okay, Kyle, so you mean these $10 earbuds I have?
Yeah, sure, whatever the fuck.
That's the best I have. I buy cheap. I mean, as a guy who makes a ton of audio content,
I was gonna say, Mike.
Yeah,
I don't have an ear. I don't have an ear for music and sound like this, but I am.
You don't necessarily need that for stuff like podcasts, but even then, though, at least splurge on it, a solid, competent pair of headphones or earbuds or something. Something that
I use earbuds as well for most everything. It's
but I'm sure yours aren't $10 earbuds.
Yeah,
they're literally from Walgreens.
You don't need anything fancy, but just don't be afraid to break the bank a little bit. And they don't need to be over the ear. They can be earbuds, they can be whatever. Just you need to feel comfortable in them, and they need to sound good to you.
There's an awful.
I do have the Apple earbuds as well.
Of me. So I won a contest at work, and I had the chance to get a pair of Apple earbuds, really fancy ones. And instead, I got a clock.
Aren't that good? Apple earbuds aren't that good. They're really overpriced, and
I got a clock.
But the AirPods, the ones that are still wired, are not bad.
No, they were wireless ones, but I was like, I was going to pick them, but I'm like, I will lose these in a day. Because I want earbuds. I buy wireless earbuds all the time.
Any of the Apple stuff is usually overpriced and kind of garbage.
It was free in this case for me. Because I won a contest that I wasn't paying for it. I was just like, here, pick your prize. You won a raffle. So it was one of those situations, but I was gonna do it, but no, I only wear wireless earbuds for one situation, and that's when I go to the dentist. Because I hate the dentist. So I always buy wireless earbuds and I listen to a podcast in one ear so I can zone out and not have to listen, not deal with what's happening to me.
No, I get you. Most of the time, my dentist has like a TV on and stuff for patients and everything. So like, and plus sometimes my dentist will talk to me and that's fine. And yeah, like I know that feeling. Like I can't deal with a lot of loud shit. Like honestly, like I'm sorry, this is gonna make me sound like really horrible and this is gonna really show my ass. But like I can barely even deal with like screaming kids in public. I'm just like, oh God, shut the fuck up. I need to smother you or something.
Hey,
like,
there's nothing wrong with not liking screaming kids.
Yeah.
Especially if you choose not to have any, because then you don't have to deal with it.
Well,
I had a kid. I don't like screaming kids now, and I'm like, I went through this.
But it's just like, that's why I always have like an emergency pair of like either earbuds or like earplugs. Because like when there's just like a family and like they're screaming, kids are like screaming, it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, kill me now. Holy shit. Oh my God, I can't deal with this.
No, I get it. I get irritated. I don't like loud noises. Like my wife's phone will just make noise and she's always on fucking TikTok and I'll just hear it. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I can't deal with TikTok. Like I hate TikTok. I hate TikTok and I hate like the loud shit of TikTok. Like even if you have your volume on low, TikTok is loud as fuck and it's like, I hate this.
Yeah, there's anybody who's in the Discord is gonna know. I hate like the way that like phone speakers make people sound.
Yes.
Like the tinniness cuts right through my ears. That's why when I say over the ears, there is something that the over the ear headphones do to the music. It gets it all the way in there.
Yes,
which does make it better. Like I don't think it's required, but the stereo in this game, to get it back to the game, the stereo is required because the way that the music moves in this game is so incredible. Like I cannot say enough about how great the music in this game is. I'm going to say, no matter what I say about this actual game itself, the music and the way that everything just like flows, the music is flowing while your dude is flowing and like everything in the background. Yeah, it's just like a technically incredible feat. I played this on the PlayStation 2. And then I switched over to the PlayStation 4 remaster or whatever. And I'm like, this is not that much different. Like, like the fact that they could make this game on the PlayStation 2 is amazing. And it technically one of the most incredible games probably ever made. And it is sad that they don't do stuff like this anymore. Like, they don't give developers chances to make weird things like this. I appreciate this game for what it did for music, like in video games, and like the fact that we are able to have, other weird games like the Katamari games or, any other kind of weird thing because they took a chance on this and people liked it and they don't do it anymore. But
no,
that like Dreamcast, PlayStation 2 era was incredible for
you can blame capitalism.
Big companies allowing developers to make weird things. Put it out.
It was easier than now to make stuff because you could get it out faster generally. And especially Sega was just so desperate to have things come out and to have their ideas work. Because, like, I mean, United Game Artists was a Sega developer. They would just had like a ton of teams that were farmed out, kind of like movie studios, to kind of just pump each of them up and like give them some notoriety.
If the levels weren't as long, I mean, okay, I think the first 4 levels are decently, like, they're long enough, but if you fail, like, because the boss fights are not that easy, you can get back there without too much trouble, in my opinion. It's really stage 5 that it felt like it was a 20-30 minute level. Because there were so many boss fights in it, and I'm just like...
Weirdly enough, with my playthrough, I kept on getting warps. Like, I didn't know what the hell I was doing so different, but, like, I was constantly getting warps.
There were warps?
Yeah, warps.
I didn't warp at all, I don't think.
Well, I mean, you do warp between parts of it.
Oh, yeah, when you go to stage, like, were you skipping stages?
Yeah, like I was like unlocking tons of warps. Like there's like a power up you can shoot, and if you keep shooting at it, like it'll turn into a warp, and it's like,
well, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Oh yeah, okay, then yeah, I was doing that, and I was like beating stages really easily, and it was like, whoa, okay.
Well, yeah, because that's the part where you transition from part 1 of the stage to part 2.
Yeah,
the music amps up every time. The enemies usually get a little more complicated.
It did get
that's
like
progression.
You could feel the challenge to it as it got farther. I didn't understand the health system, except I knew when I was an orb, I'm gonna die. I did figure that out, unfortunately.
You just give a bunch of different forms, and then you gain a form, and you gain enough of those blue guys, and then you get hit and you lose a form.
Yeah, I didn't like that part.
I will say though, you say that stage 5, the boss rush, you were not a fan of. I do think maybe aside from that, but even with that, stage 5, I think is one of my favorite levels of all time.
Yeah, but Dominic,
the story that it tells about
different.
The evolution of humanity.
Okay, that was
how the world changes and the music that they have going on. That it's incredible. That's like the whole point of the game. That's like
it was a cool experience. I want to say that. Like I did think this was a really unique game, and I haven't played anything really like this before. So I will say that. Like I was a little blown away by what this was.
Just like the little story they interject in that final stage that just kind of lays out like evolution and humanity. It's very basic, very simple, but just to go for a style and experience like this versus just, hey, it's Star Fox, just shoot shit. I enjoy this a lot more because of that.
No, I'm glad that you got me to play this. It's like I am me long enough to get me to say yes and agreed to so many bad games. That's why I said yes.
Yeah, I mean, Chaos Legion, it is what it is.
Oh god, I forgot about that garbage. There are certain times in this podcast where I actually I feel bad for people. Like, I'm so sorry I made you play this or watch this movie. I'm so sorry. And I mean it. This wasn't one of those cases. But I am surprised, Colby. Like, I understand why you didn't like it, but I do feel a little bad that it ruined your memory.
Yeah, no, I mean, I had it downloaded. I just didn't, I hadn't played it. I bought the remaster and I downloaded it, and I was like, yeah, I'll get to this. So I was going to play it anyway. And I think, I mean, I've been alive for way too many years. I've played a lot of games like this. This was a big, especially Sega thing back in the day, and I was a Sega guy. Like from the Genesis, I did have a Saturn. It wasn't like when the Saturn was out. I actually bought one at a used game store when they were like really cheap, because there was like 3 games that I wanted to play. And everything, it was in that sweet spot of retro video games when nobody wanted to play it anymore, and it hadn't gotten expensive because people were like, oh, it's a collector's thing now. So like I was able to snatch one really cheap. So I did get to play Panzer Dragoon, and I did get to play Knights, and I did get to play like, I played Space Harrier on the Genesis and all of this stuff. So like that gameplay thing, got kind of tired for me. It just didn't do anything for me. And that's probably not the game's fault, because the gameplay is not the thing. But in this world where I can look up a playthrough of it on YouTube and just watch it and get all of the things that I like about it without having to do the boring thing, like that's what bummed me out. Was just like, man, this game is incredible. Like, don't get me wrong, this game is incredible. Unless you have to play it, then it's boring. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. I'm glad that that it's you have a different pattern than us. Like, I didn't love it as much as like Dominic or Kyle, but I had a good time. But then again, like, me playing rhythm games are usually a unfun experience.
Situation.
I think this is a rhythm game made for people that don't necessarily have good rhythm.
I agree, because it's really just, I mean, the way it feels near the end is it on bullet hell. It felt like a bullet hell game near the end, which I also do not like that genre. So I think there was that too. But no, I will say Area 5 was really fucking unique, and it is cool. Like, I mean, this was a cool experience to play it once. Well, I will never play this again, but I'm glad that you convinced me to try it.
I will say, apparently the trance vibrator was available in the US for a time on the Sega
on the
online
PlayStation
store.
2. Yeah.
Interesting. I did not know that. Maybe I need to get one.
It's something. Maybe that's what I was missing. Maybe I should have got I should have got the vibrator to play it, but yeah,
actually,
maybe that's what made it so good the last time.
I was about to say something, but I'm going to stop myself. But no, I could definitely see this interesting. I mean, the music I really enjoyed the music, and I'm not a music guy. I really enjoyed it. I was jamming. So.
Oh, here we go. I found it. Wired headline: Rez's trance vibrator changed the conversation about women's sexuality in games.
Damn.
Okay, that's just kind of odd, but all right.
It was marketed as your girlfriend can play video games with you, and you were just supposed to plug the vibrator in and play the game. And I guess it was supposed to get her off, which is insane. But also, I don't know. It was the early 2000s. That's
I'm not surprised. And it's Japan.
Shit
I mean, I thought it was like a vest that you were putting on that just kind of vibed you, not an actual vibrator. But
that's what the PS4 had, the suit, the vest.
Okay. That is just weird. Okay. Not what I expected. So
yeah, no, but this piece it sounds like a joke, ha vibrator. But I would definitely recommend reading this piece for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It does sound like a joke. You are correct. I'm not going to read it just because I'm not interested.
Yeah, it does sound like a joke, but it was one of those things. They were really going hard back in the day with the sex stuff in video games.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they were.
Yeah. So there is a non-sexual way to market that thing, but they didn't take it.
Well, sex sells.
Well, yeah. I mean, the marketing people are probably a separate department than the game people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Everything that sucks about video games is people who don't make or play or like video games. It's all money people stuff.
Yes.
So I don't blame Sega or anyone involved with making this game for making it making it what it was. But I think it did hurt. I think it hurt the marketing for the game because everybody's like, "Oh, this is the sex game," and it was that wasn't the point of the game.
I mean, I never even knew this. This is interesting. Yeah, this is not. I mean, yeah, I play other games that maybe we were just less. They were less options.
I mean,
I think definitely was.
Okay, because I can think of many options that if you want something to vibe you, there's plenty of games you can find that will do it for you. You don't need this.
I mean, for the 360 version, I think they tried to make it as unsexy as possible because they just let you hook up a bunch of 360 controllers to vibrate, and that's not really a good shape for that.
Yeah, weren't you supposed to put them around you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I guess the 360 probably wasn't advanced enough to do a thing where it was vibrating from where it was coming from on the screen. Right. It probably just vibrated all of them at the same time.
Or they probably at the very least did this one kind of thing.
That is still weird. I don't like it.
But again, it's exploring the different ways to utilize the tech that's already there and the tech that could easily be there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to mess around with vibrations in a game in interesting ways, this is the one to do that with. Because
fair.
Yeah, there is a lot of stuff. There is a lot of stuff to this game that, it behooves trying out some weird stuff. This is a weird, cool, technically amazing game, and if you're going to try stuff out, but then also you're labeled as a novelty game, which I'm sure didn't help anybody.
No, that doesn't.
But it's amazing that it's still kind of persisted this long, that it's gotten these HD and VR versions. Because, I mean, Mizuguchi made more important and, well-known games after this.
That's true.
They could have easily said, Rez was cool, but fuck it didn't sell.
Yeah, but it's easy. The PlayStation 2 version is so close to the remastered version, they're not doing much. They're not doing much to it. So I'm sure it's this is a cult classic game.
Yeah.
We don't have to spend a lot of money to remaster this and put it out again. I'm sure that they, put it out and said, we're not going to make a ton of money on this game, but at least we're putting something out that's going to make some money, that we don't have to develop. We don't have to put a lot of time or effort into. We're just going to clean this thing up and sell it as is, and people who like it are going to buy it. And they were right. I mean, they were right.
I'm fine with that. No, I lied. If I ever have a VR, I would play this one more time on a VR.
Yeah, I think I got rid of my PSVR before I had this. Because I never played it in VR.
Interest in VR right now, but so I'll never buy one. They just don't interest me.
I do have my VR because I also want to play the Space Channel 5 VR game.
Oh, didn't know there was one.
Yeah, it's like a sequel. I don't know how faithful it is to the part 1, part 2 stuff, but
interesting. I used my VR for Beat Saber, Resident Evil 7, and that's it.
but yeah, there's the company that makes Rez, the company that makes this Space Channel 5 VR game. There's a few of these out there that take the mantle of these Sega games. The one that made Cosmic Smash VRS.
All right, do you guys have anything else to say?
Sorry, I might be kind of reiterating myself. I apologize if I'm just being a little redundant. I think this game is very, even to this day, still very unique and very cool. I think it's weird because, I disagree with a lot with what Michael is saying, but I actually kind of get where he's coming from on a lot of different angles, where, yeah, this game has a bit of a datedness to it, but, honestly, I really fucking dig the vibes this game is putting, the vibes that this game is putting down, and I also dig the aesthetic of what it's trying to go for. This game is so early 2000s, and I actually really like that, even though I don't have a lot of nostalgia for the 2000s. The graphics of this game still look incredible, even for their time, they still look incredible. And the gameplay is still fun, even though it might be a little too simple for a lot of tastes, and, where Michael Colby's coming from, I can totally see where he's coming from, even though, I disagree. I think this game is still really damn cool. Just cool as hell aesthetic and graphics, and cool as hell soundtrack. I love everything that the creators of this game have done. Even if they're just stuff that I don't really have an interest in, VR stuff, I'm sorry, I know it's so mind-blowing and everything, but I just don't fucking give a shit about virtual reality.
It's not mind-blowing.
It's just, I don't find a lot of it very disability-friendly, and, I'm not gonna bother if it's not gonna be disability-friendly. You're clearly not making any type of effort to make me feel involved as a legally blind person, so why the fuck should I give you my time or my money? Fuck you. Take your rich man hobby and go fuck off somewhere else. But yeah, everything else they've all ever created, Tetris Effect and it just, Child of Eden and everything else they've made is so cool, just effortlessly cool. I still really like the hell out of this game. And I'm happy that it's been re-released so many times. I've had the issue with certain games where I feel like it's never really gotten a proper re-release, or the re-releases are on dead consoles, or, it's just harder to get to. I'm so happy that this game has been on so many different consoles, and even right now, it's still possible to get this game legally, on stuff like Steam, that just makes me so happy and relieved. I still really like this game.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to Shelf Stacker Box.
I'm sorry. I wanted to say one more thing.
Oh, please, Dominic. Please speak.
I understand that, it does seem like it's dated in a way, and that if you're just looking for, a more of a music game, or looking for more of a, action-oriented experience, whatever the case may be, I understand where Michael's coming.
Mm.
I think for me, though, this does feel like a timeless game, because this, I think, is a game you can enjoy if you let it envelop you, if you let it be its own thing. You can enjoy it in any context, in any form or setting. Yes, it's better on a TV. Yes, the VR can be really interesting. I think this is, if there's any reason to play VR ever, doing it this one time for this game might be it, and then after that, who cares? But I have loved this game more and more every time I come back to it. Especially the lead up to doing this episode, where I played it 3 different times on 3 different consoles, And like every time I did it, it was more and more interesting because it was more easy to see, hey, tech evolved to allow this. Hey, tech evolved to allow this. And yes, maybe the 360 compared to the PS2, there isn't much of a change. But for me, I don't know. It really did it for me. Those changes, as small as they were enough. And I'm really happy with the way it is now. Like, its true form finally unveiled.
Right. Let's go to Shelf Stacker Box, and I'm going to go first. I'm putting this in the stack because I had a decent time with it. It would have been Shelf if not for that last level pissing me off, but it was a fun game, and I'm glad I played it. Stack. Colby.
I'm personally putting it in the box. I totally understand why... I totally understand why people have such like reverence for this game. It's, you know, I said more nice things about it than I thought I was going to when we started, but it is like I said, it's technically an incredible game. And if you're not jaded like I am, you'll probably enjoy this. Like, I don't want to shit on the game because I would never say, you know, people shouldn't like this. What I'm expressing is my personal, you know, the problems that I personally have with the game is the gameplay. It's just not for me anymore. And it's because I got burned out on it, being like someone who was able to play as many of those Sega games that did basically the same thing back when they were out. And, you know, like I said, you know, I'll put a playthrough of this on the TV to watch it, because it does look cool and it sounds amazing. And I'll put my headphones on and I'll enjoy the shit out of the way that this music moves. You very rarely get something where the music feels like it's doing exactly the same thing that the game is doing, but everything that you can do, everything that I enjoy personally about this game, I can do without playing the game. So, like, for me, it's going in the box. But if you're looking for something fairly breezy, if you like that sort of house, you know, if you want to listen to that house music while you're doing something, you know, this is something you can play. But for me, it's going in the box. And, you know, normally when I box stuff, I'm like, oh, this is going down the toilet or whatever. I don't think this belongs in the toilet. I think this is a perfectly reasonable game, and I can totally see why people like it. But yeah, if you're jaded like I am, just watch it on YouTube and enjoy the sights and the sounds.
And Kyle.
This is easily going on the shelf for me. Like I said earlier, this might seem maybe a little dated in certain aspects, but I think it's still relentlessly charming and cool as hell. I love the, once again, love the aesthetic and the gameplay. Very simple. And I don't know, I'm a bit of a weird person when it comes to music games and this type of category of genre of video game. I'm not really good at a lot of rhythmic stuff. It has to be like really dummied down for me. Like I know I said earlier all that stuff about like, you know, having my older brother who was a drummer for a good majority of his life. He's still alive, for the record. I'm just saying that like he stopped drumming. Anyway, like I mentioned all that, but like I still have a terrible sense of rhythm, and like a lot of the times I need shit like really dummied down for me. So like I don't know, like Rez doesn't, I think, penalize you on stuff like rhythm. It's just, you know, just you shoot the thing, you just push the shoot button and it makes sounds, and then when you hit enemies, it makes cooler sounds, and then you start making a beat, and it's like, that's the type of music, type of game I like, is that. Like, it doesn't penalize you for like, oh no, you know, you weren't on the rhythm, so no, you lose, screw you. And this game, I think, is just so more good for beginners. And yeah, I think this game's still fun as hell to play and still really cool. This is easily going on my shelf.
Right. And Dominic.
I mean, this for me is on the shelf. This is a game I would talk about in conversation with some of my favorite games of all time. This is, to me, an experience more. I mean, an experience more than a game. What's the difference? I mean, this is something you just kind of can go through and, I don't know, feel emotions and feel things and let it envelop you and all that stuff. And if that's something you're into, great, fantastic. Obviously, you can burn out from it. You can have too much of it, and I try not to. But yeah, definitely on the shelf for me.
All right. That's roughly about where I thought we'd go. All right, let's go to plugs. Colby, where we find you at?
Oh, people can find me on all sorts of stuff that's on hiatus right now. Jack Billings Presents, which is a like audio sitcom. We're off until February for that, but there's almost 300 episodes that you can listen to. You can also hear This Bizarre Adventure, which is where we talk about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Or you can go to Absolutely the Best Podcast, A Work in Progress, where they're done talking about those terrible Marvel movies, and we're talking about Alien and Predator movies. And I'm a third host on that. So yeah, get into it.
Kyle.
You can find me on my very own podcast, the Unidentified Flying Obsession podcast, or the UFO podcast. You can pretty much find me wherever you get your podcast. If you can't find me, then let me know and I'll make sure it's on whatever thing you're using. You can also find my random bullshit musings on Blue Sky at chibiufo.bsky.social. Once again, that's at chibiufo.bsky.social. And that's pretty much where you can find me online.
And Dominic.
You can find me on the Dissonant Waves podcast on YouTube. Dissonant Waves, we're a music podcast. We talk about albums and EPs and all that stuff. And we love to cover random scenes. It's a good time.
All right. And if you enjoyed this podcast, over 900 other episodes of the show. We do games, movies, TV shows, comics, all sorts of content. If you want to support the show, we have a Patreon for a little dog. You vote in our Patreon poll. We have currently 2 polls a month for January and February for sure. So check those out. Just donate $1 and you can vote. And also, want to give if you donate $10 or more, we'll shout out your podcast or YouTube like these lovely people. Phoebe Stanton, the Let's Play Princess. You can follow her on Twitch and YouTube. She also has her own podcast, Nerds of Broadcast. You can also check out Zach's podcast, which we just mentioned. Absolutely the best podcast, A Work in Progress, talking about MCU Jason and Alien Predator franchise. And you get to hear more Colby. And also give a shout out to Bill Tucker, Gamer Looks at 40. He is. And want to give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro, courtesy of Helena at Hell Has Free. Follow her on TikTok and Instagram. And please rate and review or get your podcast. And please join our Discord if you want to be on the show. You want to suggest things for the show, join the Discord. It's free. We're always happy. All right, so please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
Bye. Face Channel